Honorable Principal of J.C.C.L., Dr. Priya Shah, and other faculties of J.C.C.L., and the new entrants, not only to J.C.C.L. but to the field of law. I welcome you all. I welcome that you are venturing into the field of law, which according to me is one of the finest professions in the world. And if you ask me how and why, it is wonderful and finest profession because since schooling, wherever you had gone to gain knowledge, to study, you must have paid fees. Now that you are in J.C.C.L., you must have paid fees over here as well, isn't it? And think of a moment in your life that for gaining knowledge, somebody else is paying you. That's what is a law profession. The moment you become a lawyer, what does your client do? He pays you with a request, "Sahab, जरा मेरा फाइल को अच्छे से पढ़ना, इसके रिलेटेड कुछ कानून मानून हो तो अच्छे से पढ़ लेना साहब, पुस्तक नहीं मिले तो लाके देता हूं।" तो पुस्तक भी लाके देगा, फाइल भी देगा और फीस भी देगा, और जितनी बार आएगा उतनी बार आपसे कहेगा साहब पढ़ लेना। इतना तो आपके पेरेंट्स नहीं बोलते आपसे। ट्रस्ट मी, इतना वो क्लाइंट बोलेगा। अभी आप एंटर हो रहे हैं तो आप ये जानेंगे। And that is why when I say that it is one of the finest professions of the world, I talk with responsibility, with experience. Because while the lady over here who was introducing me did inform you that we are in the profession of law for 4 generations, let me put it in the perspective. Overall, with 4 generations, now we have been in the profession of law for 121 years. "34 years I'm personally into the practice of law, and see if still I'm enchanted with the profession, trying to bring its glory to you, then I mean it. It's not that I'm trying to market law for you or simply trying to attract you. It is a wonderful profession. It's so wonderful that I'll tell you one anecdote of my life. While I was in a school, I used to stay with my grandfather, who was obviously also a lawyer. And in the same district, my Mamaji came to be posted as the collector. So and his collector bungalow was very near to our school. So after the school, I used to go to his bungalow because it was just walking distance. And it was a huge bungalow with a big lawn, and there were 2 guards who used to salute when we enter. So I was very attracted without understanding what the collector means. I was very attracted, and I developed an ambition to become a collector. And one day I proclaimed it to my grandfather, stating that, Baba, मैं सोचता हूं बड़े होके मैं कलेक्टर बन जाऊं. My grandfather, who was a very noted lawyer then, was shocked. He was not happy. आज बहुत सारे लोगों को एलएलबी में एडमिशन लेने के बाद भी एम्बिशन होगी कि मैं कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम आईएएस में भी प्रिपरेशन करूंगा, मुझे आईएएस भी बनना है. आप में से बहुत से लोग प्रिपेयर कर भी रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे ग्रैंडफादर बड़े निराश हो गए. ये क्या कर रहा है, और इतने स्कूल में इतने गंदे ख्याल. My father used to practice in the Supreme Court of India at Delhi. He wrote a letter to my father stating, Puneet has fallen in bad company, take him away. He thinks collector is bigger than a lawyer. And trust me, I was removed. But it took few days to get transferred from school to another school and all that. In the meantime, he stopped me from going to my mama's place. He asked me, why do you think that you want to become a collector? I gave him 2 reasons. I said, because collector के घर में झूला होता है, और कलेक्टर के घर में एंट्री और एग्जिट पे गार्ड सैल्यूट करता है, तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So for the few days till I was transferred, for those few days, 2 development happened at my grandfather's home. Next day before I came from school, घर के लॉन में झूला लग गया था, और 2 guards were posted only and exclusively to salute me. And he told me कि ये झूला और ये गार्ड्स जब तक तुम चाहो तुम्हारी सर्विस में रहेंगे. कलेक्टर का झूला और कलेक्टर के गार्ड तो सरकारी हैं, चंद दिन रहेंगे. रिटायरमेंट के बाद न गार्ड रहेगा न झूला. और लॉयर्स तो रिटायर होते ही पुरानी शराब की तरह होते हैं, जितनी पुरानी उतनी कॉस्टली. Have you heard of this? अभी तो इसके बारे में तो सबने सुना है, लॉ पता हो या ना हो. So this is how we in our family are left with no choice but to become a lawyer. And that's what I'm going to do it to you today. I'm trying to convince you that you are at the right place, in the right profession. And if you have other ideas, drop them instantly. Because when I became a lawyer, there were so much of opportunities which today there are. Today, law has opened up multiple opportunities. Even after completing your LLB, you need not to practice law. You may join judiciary. You may join any of the government departments as law officers. You may join any corporate sector, MNCs as law officers. You may be a prosecutor, or you may be a professor of law. Umpteen opportunities. But the problem is, that people consider law as a refuge. जब मेडिकल नहीं कर पाए, इंजीनियरिंग नहीं कर पाए, आईएएस भी नहीं बन पाए, चलो एलएलबी कर लेते हैं। पर आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दूं कि जिन्होंने लॉ की प्रैक्टिस सीरियसली की, they may have the glory of the clientele of doctors, engineers, IAS officers, all visiting to his office, seeking his advice, requesting him with the same thing which I began, पढ़ लो, थोड़ा पढ़ लो, क्योंकि हमारी किस्मत आपके हाथों में है। That very IAS officer would be beseeching you at your office, paying fee to you and requesting you what all you want. Just let me know, but then do study my case properly. And as the topic of today, like God, law is ubiquitous. You know the meaning of ubiquitous? Exists everywhere. Ubiquitous means there's not even an iota or a particle where the God is not there and where the law is not there. The day you were born, you breathed for the first time on the planet Earth. You may be crying, but do you know that the law applied? That very moment, your entry on the planet Earth requires that time to be noted, because that will carry throughout your life on a birth certificate. Law applies. The day you depart from the planet Earth, you die. Your successors cannot complete your last rites without getting a certificate. Do you know BMC will not allow you to dispose of the body till the birth certificate is in your hands? Law applies. And in between, from your first breath to the last, you can't escape law. Many of you who do not believe in God may escape God, but you can't escape law, because that's not your choice. भगवान तो फिर भी समझदार है, फ्लेक्सिबल है, वो एक दफे माफ कर देंगे कि अरे ये तो नास्तिक हो गया है, पर कानून माफ नहीं करता। आप गड़बड़ करके तो देखो, कानून के हाथ बहुत लंबे हैं, आंखों पर पट्टी है, देखता ही नहीं कि गलत है सही है क्या है, बस गर्दन दबोच लेगा। So law, though ubiquitous, is not that magnanimous as God. So beware. And it's always better to be the finest, or in the finest profession, or part of the finest profession, than end up paying fines everywhere. Isn't it? फाइन कौन भर रहा है? जिसको कानून पता नहीं है और तोड़े जा रहा है, वही तो फाइन भर रहा है। जिसने फाइन ट्यून कर लिया अपनी नॉलेज को, उसे फाइन भरना नहीं पड़ता। The moment you understand law,